So let's come into a comfortable seat. You can prop yourself up on a bolster or a brick, whatever is comfortable for you, to allow yourself to take a comfortable position. If you have a strap, just place it in front so that it's within easy reach. So let your hands relax on your thighs. Let's roll the shoulders up to the ears and let's gently slide them down and back. Feel your chest open. Allow your eyes to close and just take a moment to drop in here. Cycle a few breaths in and out to allow the body to slow down. Drawing a deep inhale through the nose. Let out a gentle sigh through your mouth. Let yourself empty out completely. And again, deep inhalation through the nose. And gently breathe out through your mouth. Now begin to inhale through the nose. Back out through your nose. And consciously begin to slow down the breath. Breathing in for 4 counts and gently breathing out for 4 counts. Stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system so that we can stay in the restorative postures for a little bit longer. Go so deep inhalation through the nose. And gently breathing out through the nose. Now let's begin to add the retentions of the breath. So as you inhale for 4, hold the in-breath for 4 counts. Keep the gaze strongly at the center point between the eyebrows. And then a very gentle breath out through your nose. Feel the downward movement of the breath. Relaxing more deeply. When you get to the bottom of the exhalation, just stay in that breath retention of no breath. Now continue at your own pace for a few more rounds. Deepening our access to prana, to the life force. And to be able to master your breath takes practice. Like any skill in life, practice allows us to master it. So we're learning here how to master our life force. One more round. And gently return to normal breathing, bringing your awareness to the center point between the eyes. And we'll begin with Nadi Shodana, which is the alternate nostril breath. I'd like you to bring your index finger and middle finger to the point between the eyebrows. And with your ring finger, I'd like you to close your left nostril. I'd like you to take a deep inhale through the right. Close the right nostril, open the left, gently breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Close the left nostril, open the right, gently breathe out through the right nostril. Inhale through the right. Close the right nostril, open the left, gently breathe out through the left. Inhale through the left. Closing the left and breathing out through the right. Now continue at your own pace. Feel free to practice that 4-part breath here as you do the alternate nostril. So inhaling for 4. And both nostrils are closed. You hold that breath retention for 4 counts. And then when you're ready to breathe out through the other nostril, 4 counts to breathe out. And then stay in that breathless state for 4 counts before you're ready to breathe in again through that same nostril you just breathed out in. Right now we're cleansing very important energy channels in our body. They run alongside the spinal column. They're known as the lunar and the solar channels of the body, which governing different functions within our body, the endocrine system, our nervous system, in other words, we are purifying those energy channels, cleansing ourselves from the inside out. And in essence, the path of yoga is all about purification. Purification of the physical body, our energy body, purification of our mind, and purification of our wisdom, expanding our wisdom, our inner knowingness. Good. Now continue one more round, finishing with the exhalation on the right nostril. At which time then you can release your hand back to your thighs, breathing in through both nostrils. Pulling the energy up the central channel of your spine all the way to your third eye. Hold for a moment, relax your shoulders, keep the inner gaze strong. Hold that in-breath retention, and then gently breathe out through your nose. Beautiful. Now we'll do it again, and this time we'll open up the other channel, the right energy channel, by bringing our index finger, middle finger again towards the third eye. We'll close the right nostril now, inhaling through the left nostril. Closing the left with the ring finger, open the right nostril, breathe out through your right. Inhaling right. Closing the right, open the left, breathe out through the left. That's one full round. Continue at your own pace, in through left. Out through the right. Back in through the right. And back out through the left. Continue at your own pace. Remember to lengthen the in-breath as well as the holds of the inhale retention and exhale retention. Become a master of self. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the gift of self-mastery. Mastering your energy, mastering your actions, mastering how you respond to different challenges in life. 2 more rounds. On that last round, finish with the exhalation out through the left nostril. Release your hands down, breathing in through both nostrils. Hold the breath, keep the gaze strongly at the third eye. Shoulders relaxed, body strong. And gently exhale through both nostrils. Breathing in normally. Beautiful. Now with the tip of your nose, I'd like to draw a little circle in front of you and just go in any direction, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't matter. But just begin to circle your head very gently as if your nose is drawing a tiny spiral in front of you. And every time your nose goes around the spiral, make it a little bit bigger, your circle. And I'd like you to move slowly so that you feel the different parts of the body responding. Maybe you feel some feedback, the top of the traps, the shoulders. And just let that circle become so large that the chin drops towards the throat. As you inhale, feel your chin pointing all the way up towards the sky. Feel your throat stretching. And just go really slowly here. Nice, big, gentle neck rolls. Now feel free to let your shoulders move a little bit. As you inhale, maybe draw your shoulders together. Feel the heart open as your chin lifts. Don't let the head drop to one side. As your head rolls forward, just let your shoulders kind of hunch forward so that you feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Maybe feel your body swaying a little bit. You just really let the circular movement grow in your body. Good. And then we'll begin to trace this back. So I'd like you to reverse it and start to trace your way all the way back down to that center point. And it's said that the universe was created from a still center called the Black Universal Womb, the space of nothing, yet the source of everything. Just like we just created this large circle, this large spiral, with the infinite potential within that coming back into that point of singularity, which is the center point of the entire created spiral. So once you feel yourself returning to that center point, and just notice any subtle movement within your body. Wonderful. Slowly grab the strap that's in front of you. And just grab your strap with your hand. You can also have a belt or a towel, small hand towel, and just like you to grab it and bring it overhead here. So it's just over your shoulders. It's not too wide. Yeah, so make sure it's not too wide, the arms. Now the arms are wide overhead here. Good, now what I'd like you to do is we'll circle the body in one straight line. So keeping the arms right by the side of your ear. Make sure your arms don't go in front of you or too far behind you. Keep it right by the side of your body. Good. Just let your body circle. And you can keep your eyes closed. If you prefer to keep them open, you can. Good. Now begin to reverse it. Go in the opposite direction. Just little circles. Nothing too big. Keeping those arms as straight as you can. Good. And 2 more little circles here. Wonderful. And then slowly come through center. Drawing your navel in towards the spine and just doing a little twist, just so that your body's facing into the corner of the room. Inhale through center. Exhale, a little twist towards the other side. And just go gently. Inhale through center. Exhale, twisting into the corner. Just gentle. Good. Just a few more. And 1 more set. So a good little movement here, yes? Not too slow, not too fast. Good, and then inhale, come through center and take the arms straight down and just let that blood flow return again towards your fingers. Maybe otherwise you feel like your arms going a little asleep. Good, take an inhale, let the arms come back overhead. That's it. Now good, as you exhale, you can lean slightly towards the right and really pull with your right hand the left arm across. Make sure the arms are not in front, they're right by your side. Good. Inhale, come through center. As you exhale, lean towards the left and really pulling with that left arm. Feel the right side of your body opening. Beautiful. Slowly inhale, come through center. Now see if you can trail the arms as far back as you can. Good. And then slowly return the arms down. So like you do right now, release the strap with your left hand. Take your arm back behind you and now see if you can grab with your left hand the outside of the strap again. And now your arms are back behind you. Good. And just really roll your shoulders together and press your hands down towards the floor and just holding onto that strap. You can grab it a little bit more narrow if you like to really feel your chest open here. Good. So we're holding on to the strap behind us. Lift the heart. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. Wonderful. Slowly release one hand away from the strap, return the spine to neutral, and just gently move your strap to the side of your mat. And we'll make our way into our first restorative posture. And this one is a variation of a twist with a little bit of a hip opening. So I'd like you to bring your bolster vertical like this, lengthwise. And I'd like you to bring your hip, your one hip, whichever is closest to me, so that you can see what we're doing. And I'd like you to frame your bolster, but the bottom leg goes out towards me and the top leg straightens out. So this gives you a little bit of a hip stretch here. And then let your body drop down and come towards the bolster. And you should feel a nice little release here in your low back. Yeah, so the bottom leg can be a little bit bent if that feels more comfortable, straightening it out. I know my foot's kind of out of the frame, but you can really flex that foot here and then let your head relax. Back leg can be soft or straight, whatever is comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Now, if you find that this incline is a little bit too much, you can always place another bolster on top so that you're more on an incline This might be a little bit more comfortable. Good. So I invite you to close your eyes and just let your body relax now. And give it permission so that the body can stretch deeper. The more relaxed we are, the more the muscles will open up for us, the deeper we can melt. Now, the challenge always with a restorative yoga is that sometimes the mind begins to chatter when you're lying here, and you might go through all your to-do lists and have-tos. Whereas my neighbor always says, the honey-do lists. So try to bring your awareness back to the flow of your breath when that happens, so that you can really practice staying here in this moment. The other day I was watching a podcast, and one of the students asked this teacher, how do we know when we are progressing on our spiritual path and our yogic path? And the teacher responded, it's not so much all the visions that you get, when you close your eyes and all the beautiful lights you might see or other visions. How do you know that you're progressing is when challenges arise in your life, how can you stay in that state of equanimity without feeling anger and jealousy or resentment or wanting to lash back? If those tendencies are still there, that means we still have to purify ourselves. We're not there quite yet, even though we might have the most beautiful visions while we're in our restorative postures or in a meditation. The real tests are always when challenges arises, can you stay in the high value of kindness, empathy, compassion, love? Something to ponder about. Have a few more breaths here. Now, very slowly on your next inhale, take the hands in towards the shoulder so you can gently press your torso up. If you have that extra bolster, just gently remove it. The bottom bolster now turns horizontal. And I like you to drape your chest over it. Bring your legs back and we'll come into a prone position. Now make sure that the bolster is somewhat making contact with the upper thigh so that your low back is protected. This is really great for anybody that has issues with IBS or any intestinal stuff going on or indigestion. Really great for that. So walk your arms out in front and turn your head to one side and just let yourself relax here. Hips are higher than your heart. Let your heels just kind of float out to the side. And allow yourself to relax deeply. And again, if you find that your mind starts to wander off into stories of the past, or reminiscing about what you're going to do later today, and bring the mind back to the flow and the rhythm of the breath. That visualization of breath arising up the central channel, the spine, up to the third eye, and then as you breathe out, feel the downward movement all the way back down towards your tailbone. And staying with this ebb and flow of the breath. Literally swaying you into deeper states of being, deeper states of dropping in. Just a few more breaths here. Now, slowly and gently on your next inhale, start to first lift the forehead away from whatever you're resting on. Slowly start to pull the elbows in so that you can lift your torso gently, and just stay for a few breaths here. Good, and then just gently walk your elbows towards your bolster so that you can slide off the bolster this way, and then roll onto the opposite hip. So you're just again in front of that bolster, and then turn that bolster vertical again so that we come into the other side with that twist. So your bottom leg now straightens, and I know I'm facing away, and then that top leg straightens out and you frame the bolster. And one arm can relax the chest and just gaze towards the same direction that your bottom leg is pointing to. And both knees can be soft if that feels better in your body. And allow your eyes to close again. Just feel this beautiful stretch here in the low back. Just a few more breaths here. Now, very slowly, when you're ready, let the hands gently come back underneath your shoulders so that you can gently press your torso up. And that bolster that you're relying on, just gently bring it towards where your feet are, towards the bottom part of your mat. And turn yourself around and bring the legs over that bolster. And then bring your hands underneath your knees so that you can gently roll your spine down to the floor. Good. And just bring your feet on top of the bolster right now. Shoulders down and back. And then allow that right knee to come in towards the chest here. Straighten the left leg out over that bolster. And interlace your fingers over that right shin. And just coming into wind relieving posture. Great for the belly. Great for the digestive tract here. And just really firmly pulling that leg in towards yourself. Yeah. Okay, and then you can just kind of let that knee kind of sway from side to side. Good, and then keeping that left hand over your right calf, right hand goes to the floor, and just gently pull the right knee over towards the left side. Feel yourself rolling onto the left side of your hip, but make sure that right shoulder blade stays on the floor, and just feeling that nice little cat stretch here. Nice deep release for the low back. And top knee is not touching the floor, it's hovering above the earth. And just gently draw that knee as far across as you can. Good, and then slowly unwind. Let that right foot come back on top of your mat, and then bringing that left knee gently into your chest, lacing the hands over your shin, and straightening the right leg out now. Good, wind relieving posture here. Spine is in neutral. Reach through the crown of your head and really firmly pull that left knee towards your chest. And then start to gently move that knee from side to side. Good, now keeping that right hand over the calf muscle. Take your left hand down to the floor for support, and as you exhale, gently start to roll all the way into the right side of your hip and bringing that knee across. And your head can turn towards the right, and just feeling a nice deep stretch here. And 2 more breaths here. Wonderful. Slowly in your next inhale, begin to roll your body back towards the earth, straightening the left leg out now. Good. Now make sure that your legs stay over the bolster and just let the soles of your feet join together. Now, the feet are in front or over the bolster, so make sure they're not on top, but they're in front. So it's a very easy, gentle, bound angle pose. This posture is amazing for grounding that first energy center, which is known as Muladhara, which means also root support, supporting your root right here. Without a strong root, we cannot grow. We cannot stay firm within ourselves. So obviously the root, the stronger the root, the higher you can reach your branches. And the greater your evolution, the stronger the roots. Coming to the root of who you are. And your hands can relax on your navel center or your low belly, or palms can stay open on the floor. You choose what feels best for you at this moment. Or intuitively where your hands are guided, just let them land there. And then see if you can answer that question to yourself. Do you have strong roots? Do you have a strong sense of knowing thyself? Do you know yourself really well? Do you know the strengths that you have, also your weaknesses? Or those things that you find challenging? When you become more established in your roots, then fear dissipates and you arrive into more fearlessness. And let the arms get heavy. Make sure your whole body is fully relaxed. The more you can relax, the more you're trusting yourself. The more you can let go is a great sign of having a strong roots and strong foundation. It's like a boat who has a big, strong anchor. It knows at any time it can anchor itself down and take charge. And there are many moments in life when you pick up that anchor. It's always there. And because you know it's there, you can put your sails up to the wind and let the wind take you on this amazing journey, which we call life. And you can surrender and trust that the wind will guide you in the right direction. There's no fighting against the flow. You are flow itself. And when you need a break, when you need to gather yourself, you can drop that anchor at any time. You're always in control. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into that hip opening. I'd like you to bring your feet now on top of your bolster. It becomes a little bit more intense. If you feel you need a little bit more support for underneath your knees, you could place a pillow there, rolled up blankets or towels, or your bricks. Make sure spine remains neutral, that we're not excessively arcing the spine. And just let your hands relax wherever they like to go, either open on the floor, or maybe you feel guided to let them rest on your inner thighs. Let's see if you can really consciously switch off those muscles in your hips and the piriformis muscle and that little dip there in your hip. There's a very important muscle there, and sometimes it's always firing, it's always working. So try to switch it off. And we have 3 more deep, long breaths here. Beautiful. Slowly, when you're ready, on your inhale, gently bring your one knee up at a time. Just slowly bring that knee up until your foot comes back on top of that bolster, and then lift the other knee. Go nice and slow, keeping your feet on top of the bolster, and then walk your feet a little bit wider and let your knees drop in toward each other. I'm just really supporting that low back right now. Take a deep inhale through your nose, let out a gentle sigh through your mouth. Beautiful. Now slowly bring your knees back up. And I'd like you to bring your feet over the bolster and hook your heels right against it, and see if you can pull the bolster tighter towards your buttocks. And then reach with your hands to the top of each bolster here. And then lift your hips up so that you can slide that bolster underneath your low back. Good, and then walk your shoulders a little bit more up so that you feel really long in your spine here. Good, now bring your feet right together, knees are right together. And I'd like you to pick up your right leg and cross it over your left. Eagle pose legs. Good, now see if you can pick up your legs and pull them in towards you. And you should feel a nice stretch in your low back here. Good, really keeping the legs here in eagle pose. Good, now slowly we're going to move into a twist. I'd like you to drop that left foot back towards the floor, lift your hips up a little bit, and then drop both knees towards the left. So your top right leg is leaning towards the left. Now this is a deep stretch here, keeping the shoulder blades on the floor. Now don't worry, we're not going to stay here too long, just about 3 deep breaths here. Deep stretch here. If it's too much, uncross your legs. But I just really invite you to do this so that you can really feel that pull around the glutes, the low back, and it goes across into the psoas muscle. Good. One more breath. Let those legs get really heavy as you breathe out. Good. Now, before we come center, uncrossing that leg so that the right knee is on top. Slowly float your right knee up. Then your left knee, and then square your body back off here. Let out a big sigh. Wonderful. Pulling the left knee in, crossing it over your right leg here. Good. Pulling the right foot, off the floor and pulling the legs in towards you. You might feel that in your low back, in your glute. You might feel a bit more pressure in towards the back of the shoulder blades as more of the body weight is coming in towards the upper part of the body. Good. Now slowly dropping your right foot to the floor. Lift your hips up a little bit towards the left side and then let both knees roll to the right. Make sure your shoulder blades stay on the floor. You can always bring a brick underneath that top left leg if you like, or use the left hand here and place it underneath that left knee. Sorry, this is your right arm. Good. 2 more breaths. Really let that top leg get heavy. Beautiful. Last breath in and out here. Wonderful. To come out of it, uncross your legs. Bring that top knee up, slowly rolling onto your low back. Lift the other knee. Now let out a great big sigh here. Beautiful. Bring your hands back on top of your bolster. Lift your hips gently. Push the bolster back towards your heels so that your buttock is right in front of it. Stretch your legs out and let's make our way into our final resting pose of Shavasana. Make sure your body is comfortable, palms facing open. Let your legs be super heavy and relaxed. And just take a moment to be here, fully relaxed, fully expanded in self, in body and mind. Now slowly bring your awareness back to your breathing. As you take a deep inhale, feel the prana, the life force flowing up the spine. to the third eye and the crown. As you exhale, gently let out a sigh through your mouth. Feel the downward movement of the breath showering over your body, taking away any impurities or anything that no longer serves you. Cycle a few more rounds of deep breath in, big sigh out to release all that which no longer serves you in your life. Give yourself permission to release it, to expel it. Good, and then gently start to move the toes and the fingers. Allow some sensation to return to the body. And then allow for a giant opening here as you inhale. Lift the arms overhead. Lift the back of the ribs away like a big body yawn. Expand yourself in all directions. Sparkle your toes, your fingers. And then as you exhale, gently hug one knee at a time into your chest. Back into that wind relieving posture. Gently rocking your body from side to side. And then allow yourself to gently come into a side lying position. Use your bottom arm to create a little bit of a pillow here so that your neck can relax, so there's no tension. And then slowly begin to flutter your eyes a little bit open. And then from that position, allow yourself to rise into a seated posture of your choice. Allowing the spine to become nice and tall. Bring your hands towards the heart and just let your head bow into your heart space as you take a moment for gratefulness, for gratitude. Feeling this deep gratefulness for what is in this very moment. And thank yourself for showing up, giving yourself this moment for self-care, to give your body this spaciousness. Let's take a deep breath in and we'll let out a big sigh. And let's breathe in to chant Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The light in me bows and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this therapeutic session.